just post that thing. Post this thing.
I think I'm at a triangle. I needed that. $1 million question is, do I go for the Cyber Dragon directly, or do I risk his face stones?
Hmm. Okay, I'm sharing sounds right now.
Nice.
Actually, let me refresh so people can see the opening.
Oh boy.
This will be some interesting explaining to do. Actually, oops. I've found it, it says. Waga Nengan o hatasu saikou no karada. The perfect body to exact my revenge. Kanazu te ni irete miseru zo. I will obtain it. Sorry, that was like the worst evil laugh ever. So, yeah, for people who've only watched the anime, that's not gonna make any fucking sense.
Welcome to this weird bullshit.
Welcome to this weird bullshit where if you haven't read the manga, you're gonna be extremely confused. And whoops. And then I spill popcorn everywhere because, of course.
Whoopsie.
I don't have much popcorn left in this thing, unfortunately.
Heck.
So it's mostly just like, you know, like the tiny bits left over at the bottom of a bag. It's so sad.
Pat, the saddest. So, yikes.
Yikes.
Sorry, Hellkaiser just pulled an anime on me and used Power Wall.
Oh, wait, power? Power wall, did you
During,
say?
yeah, trap card during damage calculation when you would take battle damage from opponent's attacking monster. Send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard for every 500 damage you are about to take. Also, you take no battle damage from that battle. So he just sent like what? One, two, three, four, five, six. He sent like 6 cards to the graveyard.
Oh, jeez. For a 20 card deck, that's fucking a lot.
Yeah, he's down to 8 cards.
That was indeed an anime.
He really just. Hoof.
Oof.
Alright,
I might wait until more people are in the chat room before I like explain stuff, but I do have my old save files on here. The ones which are dated 2014.
God, I can't believe it was that long ago.
I know! It was so long ago when we started playing this thing. And then we took a brief hiatus because it was so grindy, and then we got some help. Cheating. And we tried to finish the game. Did we finish the game? I don't even remember if we finished this game.
I don't think we ever did, Peachy.
Heck. Right, because Based on what I ripped from this game, after you fight the quote unquote final boss, which is not so subtly Kaiba,
Hmm.
um, Pegasus shows up
For some reason.
for some reason, even though he shouldn't be a thing yet, question mark. But then again, the timeline for this particular game is all over the place because you've got randos from Zero Season, and then you've got randos from Duelist Kingdom,
Duelist Kingdom.
and then Mai's there too. And so, like,
Yeah, it was a really weird. This game has a really weird time frame.
yeah, I don't know because quite literally, for this to happen, it would have had to have been either beginning of or in the middle of Duelist Kingdom.
Hmm.
So, question mark, exclamation point.
Question mark, exclamation point.
Well, either way. Um, actually, where am I currently in this? Oh, this looks familiar. We don't have a grandpa. Oh, this is spoilers, quote unquote, but
I was gonna say, man.
it doesn't really matter.
Eh.
Fucking my 99 star chips.
Why can't you hold all of these star chips?
Why can't I hold all these star chips? Jesus. Okay.
I need to redo that. It was so long ago.
I think it's still cute.
I mean, it's not the worst, but it's still one of those things where I look at it and go, man, I'm like, man, this is 3 years old. Wish I did this better.
I wish this had more of an opening. Okay, let's just dive in.
Yeah.
Uh, was there a way to do press start? Oh, from the beginning. Here we go. I have a bunch of saved quick save stuff. I should probably copy it actually before I start.
I was gonna say, you might want to back your shit up just in case.
Yeah, I have so many saves because of a bunch of shit, and this game is very grindy, extremely grindy, and RNG based, so... Oh, wait, I do have some more saves from 2016, 2015. They're just in a different folder for some reason. Hang on. Old saves. Why am I... God. My save files are fucking all over the place.
Pat.
Hang on. I'm going to open the one that's in this one and see more... Probably... 2015, 2016. What's this one? Oh, okay, yeah. We did get that far. So isn't we picked it up again in 2016. Sorry, spoilers.
Well, yeah, because I mean, again, that thing I did was like 3 years ago, so it would have been
Yeah.
2015-ish.
2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. Whoa, choppy. Why are we choppy?
Oh golly.
Oh, now we are not choppy. I think that's Shonochi.
Looks like.
Say hi to this fluffy nerd.
It's a floof.
The OG floof.
Oh, gee, floof. Oh,
Okay, so yeah, my old older ones are outside of this folder for whatever reason. I don't know why. I'll just use that one so I don't have to worry about writing over something I don't want to.
mhm.
Alright, from the beginning, and I will do my best to
Okay.
translate. Death Tea no Shito de Kaibaを倒した遊戯たち. Yugi and those defeated Kaiba at Death Tea. 心を砕かれた海馬の回復を願う. They pray for Kaiba's recovery because his soul was shattered. 遊戯たちのもとに一つの招待状が届けられた. A single invitation was sent to Yugi and the others. Okay, thank you for letting me pause. God, okay. So for those who have not read the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, shit's really different and pretty fucked up.
It's so fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up, Jenna.
Pretty fucked up, Peachy.
Oh, God. But yeah, so in the manga, when Kaiba first appeared, he was actually uh, a little different, and he was originally supposed to be kind of like a one-off villain, kind of like villain of the week guy. And he didn't really have so much like a, or well, like at the time, he didn't really have so much a company or like that whole backstory or anything. He was just some rich kid who wanted to be the best at how they call it magic and wizards in the original manga, and he used any means to do so. So he would hop schools and steal the rarest cards from all the people in the schools. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this correctly.
Yeah, like he had some kind of list. It's like, oh, these people own or are related to games in such and such a way. This is a lead. Let's go there and check them out, kind of shit.
Exactly. And so he comes to, um, you know, Domino High School and kind of like, you know, vaguely befriends Yugi because, it's Yugi. He wants to be friends with everybody.
Oh,
And, he eventually goes to the game shop and that exchange is still the same. He finds that Grandpa has a Blue Eyes card. It's super rare. At this point, he didn't have any other Blue Eyes cards. Um, and so then he asks Yugi, like, please, I want to see it one more time. Could you please bring it to school? And so he brings
yeah,
it.
that thing your grandfather said really touched me, so I'm not going to be like a dick about it. I just really want to see it again because it's so special. Sob.
Yeah, and he uses that opportunity to switch it with the fake Blue Eyes card, or so he thought he could get away with it. But Yugi definitely noticed, and so Yugi tries to
Contrary to popular, sorry, I'm tripping on my words.
pat.
But contrary to popular belief, Yugi in Zero's season was really good at noticing when people were up to shenanigans.
No, one of the things we could go on to complain about the anime is that they kind of downplayed how smart Yugi actually is and how like he's kind, but he's also very aware of other people's shit, most likely because he always has to put
Yep,
up with it. so,
yep.
so he definitely noticed, but he wanted to give Kaiba the benefit of the doubt or another chance. And so, like, after school, he kind of went and was like, hey, so I noticed that you switched it. Please give it back. I don't want to make a scene out of this or whatever. And then, of course, Kaiba turns around, is an asshole, and steals the card. And, um, did he smack him with it? No, he didn't have a briefcase then, I don't think. Possibly.
He definitely hit him, but I don't remember if he hit him with the briefcase.
Either way, so then, of course, Pharaoh comes out, and this is Zero season, so Pharaoh exacts vengeance on anybody who crosses Yugi or his friends.
Yep.
And so he challenges Kaiba after school to a duel, and this is like the proto duel, right? This is before there were any like rules.
Rules.
This is before there were any rules or like made any sort of sense. It was just supposed to be a one-off card game. Um, there's a weird ass game mat that never really comes up again. Um, and so like shit just happens, and so they have a
It
duel,
just
and
happened.
the duel is actually not quite similar to the one you see in the manga. That one is was based off of sorry, in the anime. That one was based off of a later one. In fact, the Death Tea one. I feel like we're sitting here explaining forever, but it's kind of important.
It's important.
Yeah, if you're here,
Literally, if you want to understand this game at all, you does gotta know.
it's true. Like, if you're here and we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's Yugi's birthday for goddamn sake, you'll have to sit through us rambling about the manga for 5 ever. Sorry.
It's what we do.
um, and so they have a duel. Pharaoh defeats him, puts him through a fucking penalty game where he's basically trapped in some kind of like horror pocket dimension where the dual monsters are like feel real or whatever in his mind, right? And most of the time it's implied that this is temporary, but enough of a mental scarring event that it should be like start trying to turn them around. Question mark. But,
Let's mentally traumatize you so you'll see the error of your ways, wiggle fingers, except no, Kaiba was like the worst.
yeah, so I don't know what happened. I don't know the backstory to this or anything, but apparently Kaiba as a character was like even as a one-off character was popular enough that they they decided to bring him back. And I don't know if it was because maybe he decided he wanted to use him again initially and then he got popular enough to be included into the story for the rest of the manga, or if he just happened to have some weird cult following and then they decided to add him more into the manga. I have no idea. I don't know what the sequence of events is, but
Seriously.
but basically, a couple volumes later, he comes back. He is out for fucking blood because he wants vengeance against Yugi and the others for putting him through that. And this is where he finally gets this backstory of he's this young CEO prodigy of Kaiba Corporation. He has a younger brother named Mokuba, who is an extreme little shit in the manga. Let me tell you, when he first shows up,
When Mokuba first shows up in the manga, he's literally a gremlin. Like,
he's
there's no way around it. He's an absolute gremlin.
he is extremely a gremlin. He has his own tiny gang of elementary schoolers who
One
walk
of them
around.
has a gun.
One of them has a gun. One of them has a taser. They look like tiny
God.
they look like tiny mafioso. It's like what the fuck.
It's bizarre.
And so um so that shit so that shit's happening, right? So Mokuba actually like challenges them to initially challenges Yugi to capsule monsters because he wants to, one up Yugi. He wants to show that he's great too and get revenge for
I'll prove myself to
Kaiba.
my brother kind of shit.
Yeah, so that was still, pretty the same. He still very much looked up to Kaiba. Um, so Capsule Monsters actually comes from this initial thing with Mokuba. Uh, the rules are also pretty vague in that one.
So
Um, but it's zero season. Basically, most rules are pretty vague because they're just kind of made up and supposed to be one shots anyway. So basically, the premise of this game is based on that game, Capsule Monsters, that they played, and it's basically like it's sort of like chess, but with like cute little like well, cute. It depends on what Capsule Monster, but
yeah,
these little eggs that you can open up, and there's like a tiny little figurine inside of a monster, and they have levels. In the manga, they have levels 1 through 5, and they have different special effects. But basically, it really is just kind of like an alternate version of chess, I guess you could say. So there's an actual there's a game board with it's a grid. You can have different terrain apparently in Capsule Monsters. It's only ever played twice in the manga, but that's what's kind of implied. Um, this game clearly needs more solid mechanics, so they don't exactly go with that, but they stay with the grid system. You do have capsules, max 4 you can have on the field. So your opponent has 4, you have 4 max. Um, and you do kind of move in like space by space, uh, kind of chess esque way. And each piece has usually a different um, attack range, and some of them have special abilities. And here's where the really grindy part comes. Basically, they have actual levels, so they gain experience points based on the monsters that were destroyed in the battle that they participated in. And so uh, it's strictly a linear leveling up system. You go from 1 to 100 EXP and you go to the next level. But the more levels you get, like the bigger the difference between the levels of your capsule monster and those of what you defeated, the less experience points it gets from them. So it's so
bad.
yeah, so the longer you go into the game, the much harder it is to level up your capsule monsters unless you just grind forever, which is the most unfortunate part of this game because otherwise it's actually not so bad of a game. like
Like the game itself, like ignoring the grinding, the game itself is okay. The fucking story is hilariously bizarre.
the story is
like
hilariously
it
bizarre.
literally like you're just kind of here for the story and the characters at this point because it's like lol, look at these nerds and their shenanigans.
Yep, basically. Um, but yeah, where are we? So that aside, I'll probably get into that more when I'm actually playing. Sorry, we're just sitting on the screen. But so basically, Mokuba fights Yugi. He loses. Um, the whole Kaiba kidnapping Grandpa thing happens. That in fact happens. He literally Kaiba develops this new technology to do the hologram stuff, but it's not what you think of the giant stadium with like the podiums and stuff like that. It's literally just the glass cube. It's like a glass cube and you're sitting in it and it's still the tabletop style, but then the I guess the cube area inside is able to project holograms. Which sure.
Sure.
um, but yeah, so he challenges Grandpa to a duel inside this cube, and it's much too stimulation for the old man, clearly. And so, like, it's almost like he's like nearly having a stroke by the time they find him. Um, and so, what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly. At some point, Mokuba almost tries to poison, or does actually succeed in poisoning Jonochi.
Yes, the dinner roulette.
The
Good time.
dinner Russian roulette. That was fun. But yeah, so basically the whole aim was Kaiba lures Yugi and the others to his new this new attraction he made called Death Tea. Literally Death Tower. It's literally called Death Tower, okay? And it's this giant fucking ass tower that is, I guess, also kind of part of Kaiba Land, I guess. I I forget exactly whether Kaiba Land came after or with Death Tea. I actually don't remember. But like, so he built this fucking giant ass tower literally to murder Yugi and the others, right? And
Yep.
so he coaxes them there uh, by kidnapping Grandpa, and then he's like, "Meet me at the top, and if you manage to get to the top, we'll have a duel, and I'm going to, duel you in front of everybody, and fucking like, who knows what his plan was afterwards. If he had won, maybe murder him. Effing knows? But like,
Can't go back and shoot him.
like at that point, like literally, he just might have like dumped him into a pit or something. Like after all the shit he put him through in Death Tea. So literally, the phases of Death Tea were phase one. Yugi and the others go through a round of laser death tag, death laser tag, while fighting against a U.S. was it Army, some military guy from the U.S. Army, a literal hitman, and some guy from the, I want to say some guy from the mafia. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
The second one was
Basically, three extremely well trained people with shooty guns.
yes, and their guns did jack squat. Too. So it was like
Yes.
not only that, but they were rigged so they couldn't even shoot back.
Yeah, theirs were actual laser tag guns. The other dudes like had freaking death lasers.
Yeah, they had special ones made so that when they connected to their like laser suit, it would actually send like some insane amount of voltage through them and basically fry them, right? Um,
Welcome to die.
and so what was it the second floor was a haunted house themed area, which consisted of them having to get on a kind of like haunted ride thing where they could not make a sound, even though everything was really scary. And remember, people who have watched the anime, John Ochi is a scaredy cat.
He's an absolute baby when it comes to spooky ghosts and shit.
So you can imagine how this was going. But
Yeah,
literally,
but see, but the thing is, the chairs on the haunted ride were electric chairs.
hmm
And so it was rigged in so that if you made literally any noise whatsoever, the electric chairs would activate and electrocute you and kill you.
yep. And so guess what? The guy who was actually like helping him was who was leading them through this attraction was this guy. So you might kind of recognize him from a few episodes from like Noah's Ark, and he's like some weird ass butler of Gozaburos. Well, he was still a butler in the manga, but this is where he died. like
Yeah, he's pretty fucking dead.
he's like, let's be serious, he straight up died. And like, so he basically he was also attached to the ride. God knows why, like they rigged it that way. You would think they would make his chair like not be able to kill him, but I don't know.
Well, because he wasn't going to make any noise until unforeseen circumstances arose. He wasn't scared of the stupid garbage.
Right, well, we won't talk about the unforeseen circumstances, but yeah, basically he was dead. And then they get led to an actual haunted house where they get their hands caught in a guillotine machine, and Yugi has to solve a puzzle before they get their hands chopped off. That's fun.
Yep, that's fun.
And notice I say Yugi because, like, up until a certain point, it was all Yugi, like, doing all of this. He did not switch with Pharaoh until much later. And then,
Not until card games got involved.
not until card games got involved. And then, God, we're just sitting here rambling forever. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to become, let's
This
ramble
is the
about
best stream.
This is the best stream of us standing here for like 20 minutes talking about the manga. And so,
Look, if people don't come to our streams for Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't know what they come here for.
honestly, and so like,
Or streams like I'm doing anything.
so that happens, and then they get led to a place where Jonoji gets trapped in a room with a literal serial killer.
Yep.
He is in this strange contraption where he is literally handcuffed to a serial killer, and he's trying to escape while not trying to get axe murdered by a serial killer. And also, hello, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Welcome to us rambling about the manga for 5 ever. Shall I add you to the call? But yes, so that also happened, and he ended up setting that serial killer on fire. Um, so Jonochi
guy.
also maybe just straight up murdered a guy who even knows anymore.
Okay, but he also murdered a serial killer in self-defense, so fuck it, nothing of value was lost that day.
Yeah, I mean, okay, and then so they get through all of that. Third one seems to be an empty room, and then blocks start falling on their face, and they have to. It's like timed block falling, and they have to climb up these blocks and eventually reach like the exit. And this is where Honda supposedly quote unquote dies. He gets his he gets his coat caught on a block, and like, they think he died, but he actually really didn't. He shows up far later. This might be okay. That's not fair. Well, sorta. It's the most Honda does ever compared to the rest of the manga.
TBH.
Like of like major significance, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And no, don't worry about it. You are tired. I wouldn't want you to push yourself. But yeah, so that happens. Finally, like fourth floor, he Mokuba challenges him to a rematch with Capsule Monsters, and then fifth floor, there's finally you get to the gosh darn duel with like Pharaoh and Kaiba, and that duel is basically what you see at the beginning of the anime, give or take a few details, but that's literally in front of like a stadium full of like people. He's having this duel. Of course, I'm sure he didn't broadcast the fucking rest of the here. I'm actually literally trying to murder them sort of thing. Or maybe he, or
You'd
maybe
hope.
you'd hope, or maybe he did, and he spun it as it's just for it's just fake and it's not real. I don't know what he would have done when they actually then died, but
You cut the cameras right before that. Oh no, a technical malfunction. And everything is fine.
But yeah, and so yeah, all of that happens. Pharaoh wins the duel against Kaiba, and the penalty game that finally we're getting to the point of all this, okay? The penalty game that he forces on Kaiba is he literally shatters his soul into pieces. I'm not kidding. Shatters his soul into pieces, and Kaiba is left in a coma, and his tiny kid self in his mind is slowly piecing his fucking mind back together, okay?
Yep.
And so that's why you see Kaiba in a wheelchair at the beginning of this game, in the opening thing of this game, is because literally how he was until some point in the middle of Duelist Kingdom in the manga. He was literally in a coma.
Yep.
And so that's why the timing of this is a little weird because, like I said, Kaiba was in a coma up until I guess he finally manages to piece his mind back together and he's changed somewhat. At least he's not trying to murder everybody
Somewhat.
anymore. Um, and he makes it to Duelist Kingdom. And what was the whole thing? Right, because Mokuba and his company getting stolen by Pegasus and all that fun stuff. And
Mm.
that stuff is still pretty much the same as the anime. And so within this game, this gives us like the horrifying idea of Yami Bakura taking over Kaiba's body.
Yeah.
in
Hey, I found somebody who won't oppose me because they've got no soul. Lol.
Exactly. So this is the terrifying like alternate reality that this game is offering us. Is literally
Oh, it's like
Yami Bakura taking over Kaiba's body in order to get the Millennium Puzzle from Pharaoh, right? And
terrible.
there's also stuff about the way Yami Bakura showed up initially in the manga is different too, but we won't get into that. That's fine. My point was mostly all the stuff with Kaiba is like completely different, and that's important to understand with some of this stuff, and also why it's kind of weird because this seems to be, before Duelist Kingdom happens, but then we have Duelist Kingdom characters wandering around, and you fight Duelist Kingdom characters, and also, but Kaiba's still in a coma, so it's like question mark exclamation point. But yeah, this game is pretty decently old. I mean, obviously it's Game Boy Color. So this was I'm not even sure if an anime was out yet. If even the Zero Season anime was out yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good question. But either way, okay, I'll finally play the Gashon game. I'm sorry. um, so after all of that, so basically, they talk about that cutscene we saw 20 minutes ago. Talked about, you know, Kaiba's Kaiba's mind was shattered. They're hoping that he eventually pieces it together to become a better person. Question mark. And then suddenly they get an invitation, like a singular invitation, to come to a place, and this is where we begin the game. And the tiny sprites are adorable. So yeah,
The tiny sprites are adorable.
they're heckin' adorable. So yeah, so ho ho ho. ようこそ皆さん、海馬アミューズメントパークへいらっしゃいました。It's like, welcome everyone to Kaiba's amusement park. I guess it's not called Kaiba Land yet? 海馬様が奥でお待ちです。さあ、こちらへ。Kaiba is waiting inside. Please, this way. As you can see, all the gang's here. みんな行こうよ. So let's go, everyone. Look at Yugi, he's so cute.
So cute.
I love that sprite. It's such a cute sprite.
Such cute. Like they're like little Pokemon sprites almost. They're so small and round.
It's really cute, and like for Yugi's hair, that's actually pretty decent considering like how hard it would be to do his hair in a pixel format.
Seriously.
どう思うサンクセーゼ海馬のやつ何か企んでるんじゃねえのか This really smells like. Are we sure that Kaiba isn't up to something? まさか大丈夫よ行きましょう It's like, yeah, right. It'll be fine. Let's go. I don't know. I feel like Anzu
would be more suspicious.
I know. I'm sitting here like I feel like Anzu would actually be more suspicious, but Let's go, Bakura. うん、でもなんだか嫌な予感がするよ。Yeah, but I kind of have a bad feeling about this. No kidding. It's it's nice that Bakura's included though. Let's appreciate the fact that Bakura's included.
Actually, including the boy, bless.
Mm-hmm. And Grandpa's here too.
Sure.
Yada yada, わしも行くとするか. Alright, I guess I'll go too. Say hi to green-haired Kaiba.
God, right. Yeah, this must have been when Zero Season Toei version was out.
It has to be, because why else would he have green hair?
Other than limited color palettes, I guess.
it's like so green though.
Mm-hmm.
よく来たな、Yugi. It's good of you to come, Yugi. カイバくん、よかった元気そうで。Kaiba, I'm glad you seem to be well. You know, after Pharaoh kind of like destroyed your mind.
Shattered your soul into tiny, like 1,000 tiny crackly pieces, you know.
何を浮かれ
Shattered
て
that shit like a mirror, yo.
何を浮かれている俺と仲良く友達ごっこができるとでも思ったか It's like, what are you so happy about? Did you honestly think you could play, like, you could be all buddy-buddy with me? And maybe that's not the best translation, but basically. Question mark, exclamation point. Mind doll. Whoa, purple. I love all the collapse to everybody.
Yeah, just florp.
Everyone!
The little flump Bucky is so floof and sad.
It's so sad. And then Pharaoh appears with a screen shake, for crying out loud.
He's pissed.
He's pretty pissed. Kaiba, what are you trying to pull? What did you do to everyone? そいつらの心は5つの人形に封じ込めた。I've trapped all 5 of their souls into dolls. 仲間を助けたければこのデュエルタワー内で開催する。Oh, if you wish to save your friends, then win your way through the Monster World tournament that'll be held here in this building. Yugi, 各フロアを守るダークマスターを倒すことに every time you defeat the Dark Master on each floor. Yes, the Dark Master.
Wiggle fingers.
一つずつ人形を渡してやろう。I will hand you one doll. However, if you were ever to lose, その千年, I'll have you hand over that Millennium Puzzle. Very well. I accept this game. Of course. Then I'll be waiting at the top. みんなの心を必ず取り戻してみせるぜ。I will save everyone's souls. それでは大会のルールを説明いたしましょうか。Now then, shall I explain the rules of the tournament to you? Very well, creepy old man. First, I will give you 5 star chips. Yes, we're in star chip territory. 大会参加者はこのスターチップをかけてバトルをしていただきます。 All of the participants of the tournament must battle using these star chips while wagering these star chips. Um, in order to battle, the players use up to 4 capsule monsters, or monster capsules, MC for short. You battle them together, and the one who decimates the other's capsule monsters wins. The person who loses must hand over their star chips. If you lose all of your star chips or all of your capsule monsters, you lose. Please do be careful. Star chip はコインの代わりとしてフロアに設置してある。Star chips are... I'm not sure I understand the sentence. I guess you can use star chips as if they're like coins. Right, so then you can use the star chips on these capsule machines in order to get more capsule monsters. And then there are a specific number of star chips you need in order to open the door to the Dark Master's room. And you can challenge the monster world there. There are five floors in total. Why is it always 5?
Sorry, can I call you back?
Oh, sure.
Sorry, hold on.
Whoa. Skype is being butts. Can you hear me?
Yeah, geez, sorry. You were getting, like, increasingly severely muffled and impossible to hear, but the music audio, like, volume was not changing, so it was like you sounded 30 miles away and the music was just going I hear the whole time. Like, whoa, geez.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's just, like, really funny and weird.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I couldn't really hear you anymore.
Alright, here, let me share the system sound again. There are five floors in all. If you defeat all of the Dark Masters on each floor, you will be able to challenge Kaiba-sama, who's up on the final floor. Now then, I bid you good luck. And then suddenly cheery music. I get used to this music. You'll be hearing it a lot. But yeah, as I was saying, why is it always five floors? Why?
I don't even know. It's just like a nice... I guess it's just a reasonable level of numbers.
I suppose. Welcome to the Duel Tower. Monster World 大会へご参加いただきありがとうございます。Thank you for participating in the Monster World Tournament. You know the rules, yes? 他の参加者とバトルをしてスターチップ。Please battle with the other participants and gather star chips. バトルに使う MC はフロアの隅に設置してあるカプセルマシンから手に入ります。You can get capsule monsters from the capsule machines that are set on each floor. So please do your best. You can come here at any time. It's a capsule machine. Yep, let's stick a capsule in. Let's stick a star chip in. Beaton level 1. Okay, so we have A singular capsule monster. We kind of need a little bit more than that.
Mm.
But hey, let's look at our stats. So right now we're Yugi. We have 4 star chips, 1 monster capsule. It's a good idea just to get all like monster capsules and then like just bet 1 star chip on everything at first, because this game is a little hard at first because you're trying to like level shit up and stuff. Otherwise we don't have much. And the capsule we just got is this tiny little dude. What is... So you can see the grid here. This is the grid of like... I don't know if it's the exact number of squares that's actually on the field. I think it's more. But, this is this particular capsule monster's attack pattern. So the red spots are where you would hit something there, and then the blue mark is where the capsule monster is. And this changes with each level. So basically, you go up in levels, but then also some capsule monsters have the ability to evolve. And when they do, they usually get stronger or farther reaching like attack patterns, basically. Although then you start back at level 1 again, which kind of sucks. But yeah, they have an HP, they have an attack, defense, a special, however many points there you need until the next level, which is 100 here. And at the bottom, they have what area that they get a bonus from. So basically, each square in a battlefield has a certain like field, right? This is the whole field, kind of like the whole field advantage thing in Duelist Kingdom. So for example, this guy, he gets a bonus to his attack if he's standing on like a forest square. And then the bottom is just the name of his attack, basically. For no other reason than it's cool, I suppose. Let's see. And then you can kind of preset them before you start a match. If you just like, I'm always going to be using these particular ones or something. But that's sorting. And then you do get certain other capsules later on, which you can use to either evolve your capsule, or give them a special attack, or up their HP, attack, defense, special, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's about it. And the rest of it is just punching people like capsule monsters, so that's fun. And then this really weird storyline that they came up with for this game. Actually, before we do, I'm going to use copious amounts of save stating, I'm sorry.
I mean, you gotta, it's this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get through this game without a lot of save stating. I mean, if we want to get anywhere, that is. Mouth level 1.
Especially with all of the friggin' RNG rolls.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out. So we've got this creepy dude, just an eye and a mouth.
Good ol' eye mouth.
This cute little winged thing. And then Snick.
Weird koala friend.
So also each capsule machine on each floor, they give different capsules at different levels. So, you'll get really like low level capsule monsters from these capsule machines on the first floor. But if you go to the next floor, you'll get better capsule monsters and different kinds too. So you can eventually get things like you can get Guy the Fierce Knight, or you can get, like Guardian, Winged Dragon, Guardian of the. Wow, I can't remember the whole name. You know what I mean.
Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress.
Yes, you can get a lot of signature dual monster monsters, basically.
That was some amusing timing because Hellkaiser just dropped Kaiser Dragon for me, who is a fusion of Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress,
Amazing.
and a Fairy Dragon.
But yeah, what else? Also, on each floor, you have the ability to possibly get one of the pieces of Exodia in capsule form. If you so manage to get all of the pieces of Exodia, you do in fact, at the end of the game, get an Exodia capsule monster. Or, well, sort of. Literally, you need to find the left arm, the right arm, the legs, and the torso from the capsule machines. And then at a certain point later, towards the end of the game, you have to find the head somewhere. And once you get all of those, you can put them on the battlefield, and I think you just get an automatic win. I'm pretty sure. I forget exactly how it worked, but I did manage to get all the pieces, and it sure was a thing. I don't know about my poll right now. We'll see. Oh, there's a jukebox. Do you want to put some money in? Is it my star chips? Because I only have one star chip right now. Let's talk to this rando guy. Hey you! Do you have capsule monsters? Let's battle me. Alright, here we go.
Fight us.
Okay, so as you can see, here's our field. And we can pick up to 4 monsters to put on the field. Don't get way too attached at the beginning. But here you can see we're fighting a brain capsule monster. So, basically, you can see the different kinds of fields that each square is. So for example, this is, I believe this is field? Like Solgen? And this is mountain. And then, this is plains? I forget exactly. It's been a while. But when it's your turn, you have the ability to move each piece 1 square in any direction, so long as they're not bumping into anything. You can also see like how much HP they have left, what kind of field they're good on. You can see there's details here. So let's move Beaton up 1. And then once you move, you have the ability to then attack. You can also just straight up attack without moving as well. But either way, once you move and you do or do not attack, that's over for that piece. You can't move it anymore. So I'm in the perfect position to hit this guy, so let's hit him. Now, his attack is Beaton Beam, but it has a percentage chance of hitting the enemy. Now this is where it's this weird amalgamation of capsule monsters, and if anybody, again, has read the manga, a weird amalgamation of the capsule monsters and the TRC board game that Yami Bakuta plays against Yugi and the others.
Monster World.
Yeah, so there's lots of dice involved too.
Sure hope you like dice.
So it'll give me a percentage chance of how of whether it'll hit or not. So this is an 80% chance of hitting. So I believe how it works is if you get a number that is low 20 or lower, that means it's a miss. What was it? Or it doesn't have to be within 80. Jesus, it's been so long.
I can't remember.
Because
Also,
this.
I'm gonna have to call you back again. You're getting hard to hear again.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
Sorry.
No. Also, hello, Jiraio. Welcome to Capsule Monsters. You missed us, like, having an entire rant about the manga, the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. Oh. Skype. Hello?
Sorry.
No. Don't be sorry. Maybe I should.
Maybe.
Maybe I should restart Skype if it's being a butt.
IDK. Maybe for now, just